The latest and most updated Chelsea injury news. 1. Mykhailo Mudryk. Mudryk scored in the 2-2 draw against Arsenal in the Premier League, but was surprisingly substituted just after the hour mark, although Pochettino dismissed suggestions he was injured, insisting the decision was tactical. Pochettino said, "He's playing well, he still needs to improve, he's still not at his best for me. We need to change, with more pressure with Nicholas Jackson up front." 2. Reece James. James returned to the matchday squad against Arsenal and was introduced with just 10 minutes to play as the Blues looked to finish the match. Pochettino said, "We need to assess Axel Disasi, assess Nicholas Jackson, we also need to assess Reece. Broja is out because of a rotation problem in his knee, but this is another knee, not one that has been a problem in the past. We have a few players we need to evaluate for seeing if they are available, if they can play, if they are on the bench, or if they are not on the list at all. James trained well the last few days. I think it's time to talk to the medical staff and decide he can be part of the squad." 3. Nicholas Jackson. Jackson was seen training with the team ahead of the match against Arsenal. He did undergo minor surgery on his wrist during the international break, but he seems fine. Jackson came off the bench for the final stages of the London Derby against Arsenal. 4. Axel Disasi. Disasi featured in Chelsea's 4-1 win over Burnley before the international break. Unfortunately, the defender suffered a quadriceps injury during the match and had to miss France's matches against the Netherlands and Scotland. Disasi, like the others, has been training all week, pictured in training with his teammates. However, he was only able to sit on the bench against Arsenal. 5. Badiashile. Another player yet to play for Chelsea this season, Badiashile was sorely missed in the opening few games. The defender recently returned to training, and he was selected as part of Pochettino's matchday squad with his first appearance on the bench in 6 months. Pochettino said, "Benoit might also be available." 6. Armando Broja. After just 2 days with the Albanian squad, Silvino confirmed that Broja was returning to Cobham early in the international fixture. Regarding the Chelsea striker, the Albanian manager said, "What happened to Broja is very simple. It came from a serious injury. He has been out for 9 months. Broja has been spotted in Chelsea training since then, but was absent from the squad for the match against Arsenal on Saturday afternoon." 7. Romeo Lavia. According to Mail Online, Lavia is expected to remain sidelined until the end of November despite taking promising steps towards a full recovery. The report states that the Belgian was able to remove his protective boots last week, and he has begun his rehabilitation program at the Cobham training ground. Mail Online added that the Stock's return in November was seen as optimistic. It is believed that the West Londoners are wary of bringing him back ahead of schedule, meaning Lavia may not return until early December. Pochettino said, "I can't tell you when he will return, but he is still not running." 8. Trevoh Chalobah. Chelsea issued an official statement confirming that Chalobah suffered an injury ahead of the match against Arsenal. The defender is undergoing treatment for a thigh injury this season. 9. Carney Chukwuemeka. Earlier this week, Chelsea issued an official statement confirming that Carney Chukwuemeka had also suffered an injury ahead of the meeting with Arsenal. The teenager has been experiencing knee problems despite only recently returning to full first-team training at Cobham. 10. Ben Chilwell. Pochettino previously admitted that he could not confirm when Chilwell would return to action. Football London understands it may now be around 2 months before he is seen again. Pochettino said, "It's difficult. I'm not a doctor and I can't tell you what you ask me. I think it's about assessing day by day and we can't say how long he will be out." 11. Christopher Nkunku. Nkunku is yet to play a competitive game for Chelsea following his transfer from RB Leipzig in the summer. The 25-year-old suffered a serious blow to his knee during a preseason friendly against Borussia Dortmund. Taking to Instagram to show off her hard work, she recently posted 2 black and white filtered photos of herself at the gym. Last month, Nkunku posted a similar selection of images to his account, showing him in a swimming pool and undergoing medical tests on his knee. 12. Wesley Fofana. Fofana will miss most of the season after rupturing his ACL. Former Tottenham Hotspur player O'Hara has backed Chelsea to finish the season on a positive note. Jamie O'Hara believes Chelsea will do well this season following their 2-2 draw with Arsenal last week. The start of Chelsea's new season looks set to be a long one after the club struggled to secure wins, but their wins over Fulham, Burnley, and a draw against Arsenal have shown that the club is now heading in the right direction. Chelsea's performance against the Gunners showed that the Blues have made a lot of progress under the Argentine manager, and if they continue in the same vein, a top 4 finish is possible. O'Hara feels the Blues are heading in the right direction, and once they make a move, they will definitely be in good form, as he told Sky Sports via Football Daily. Chelsea will perform well, teams will take points from each other. Tottenham will lose. We haven't lost, but we will lose. Manchester City will lose, as will Arsenal and Liverpool. It's about who can be consistent and limit mistakes. Chelsea have targeted Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale as a potential transfer target. According to a report from Team Talk, it is claimed that Aaron Ramsdale is now one of Chelsea's targets. It is understood that the Blues currently still have confidence in their own goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, but they are continuing to monitor the Arsenal goalkeeper and would consider a move if he were available. The report states that any transfer attempt is unlikely to take place mid-season during the January transfer window, so any interest will be reserved until next summer. Team Talk say that Arsenal currently value Ramsdale as a £60 million player amid interest from Chelsea. The Englishman lost his starting position at the Emirates Stadium this season to David Raya. Speaking via the BBC, Peter Schmeichel described Ramsdale as a fantastic and brilliant goalkeeper. He didn't make many mistakes before losing out on the #1 spot at Arsenal this season under Mikel Arteta. Ramsdale was a huge success last year at Arsenal as the starting goalkeeper, but he has not played in the Premier League since the start of September after losing his position to Raya. The Englishman's game is not perfect and he could be a little better on the ball. However, at the age of 25, he has shown a lot of potential and ability. Journalists named Chelsea's best recent surprise signing, and he was signed in 2020. Chelsea have brought in a lot of new players in recent seasons, many of whom have come at big prices since the new owners took over. There are not many players left in the current squad who were at Chelsea under the previous ownership, but one of them was named one of Chelsea's best signings in recent years by this week's journalists. He is Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva was signed by Chelsea on a free transfer when he left Paris Saint-Germain in 2020, and he has been outstanding since his arrival. Even though he will soon be 40 years old, he still starts every game for Chelsea, and is often one of the best players on the pitch. What he lacks in speed, he makes up for in intelligence, class, and quality, and journalist Paul Brown reckons he is one of Chelsea's best signings for a while. Brown told GiveMeSport, "There aren't many leaders left at Chelsea, and I think when people look back at his time at the club, it won't be remembered as a trophy-laden era given what has gone by in the last few months. But I think when people look back, they'll look at him and think he was one of their best signings in recent memory. I think he is very important for Chelsea."